Welcome, everybody. I'm Nate Pokrass, Tournament Director of the American Family Insurance Championship. On behalf of the American Family Insurance DreamBank, we're so excited to have you here with us for an inspiring conversation with our golf legend and American Family Insurance brand ambassador, Steve Stricker. Here at American Family Insurance, we believe dreams are the most valuable thing you'll own. It's why we created the Dream Bank, a community of free events, resources, and connections designed to help people pursue and protect their dreams. This is a special community the Dream Bank provides as just one of the many reasons life is better under American Family's roof. Because we truly believe that when people feel totally supported and protected, any dream is possible. Let's welcome Steve Stricker. Welcome, Steve. We are honored to connect with you and have you here today.
Thanks, Nate. Nice to be here and nice to be a part of this Dream Bank. It's quite a deal that American Family does, and we all have dreams, right? So it's an important piece of our puzzle as well as American Family Insurance Championship too.
Excellent. We're going to dive into a lot of those topics here today. So we're getting ready to celebrate our ninth American Family Insurance Championship. As you know, we got an outstanding tournament coming up, and we're going to get a little bit more into that and your involvement with the tournament here in just a bit. But we're going to rewind a little bit back to the beginning. Your journey has been remarkable. You've been growing up in a small town Wisconsin kid to becoming golf's one of the most celebrated players and philanthropists. Let's rewind a little back to that beginning. Tell us a little bit about your golf journey. What prompted you to get into golf, and who prompted you as well to get into the sport?
Yeah, it was definitely a family thing for me growing up. My dad loved to play. I had an older brother who was 4 years older. He loved to play, so it was a weekend deal where we would the three of us, and then my dad would get a friend, and we'd go play. And we lived next to a little nine-hole golf course in Edgerton, and I was a member there, so a lot of my buddies played. It was a social thing for us. And yeah, my dad was a good player. So it was someone that I could try to emulate. He showed me a few of the basics. And then it was a guy that I tried to beat, each and every weekend when we would play. So I had that competition ingrained in me from the start, trying to beat my brother, trying to beat my dad. And then yeah, it was my mom didn't play, but she was there for the support, obviously. But it was a family thing right from the start, and growing up right next to a little public nine-hole golf course sure helped too, and played a lot of junior events there and played with friends and developed a lot of relationships along the way from the Town Country Club in Edgerton.
So you talk about how it started off a lot as family connection from that standpoint, but obviously your golf resume and your credentials speak for themselves, and you've accomplished a lot on and off the golf course. But as you look back, what developed that drive for you to maybe take golf to that next level and say, okay, it's a family affair, but maybe competitively, this is something I should focus on. What helped you develop that drive to say, okay, I want to establish this long range vision, this long range dream? What kind of helped take you to that next step?
Yeah, I think just the ability to compete, to have that drive to compete. I played other sports, basketball, baseball, uh, but then found my little spot in golf where I really enjoyed, trying to get better. It's a game that we can never perfect. It's always throwing us curveballs, and you have to continually work on it. I think that's gotten in my blood, obviously, over the years as I continue to beat my head against the wall and try to get better, even at 58 years old. So that was an important piece. And then just I was finding success in it, and at every level that I started in, at the junior level, I would win in a few events, even, at the club, and then statewide events. And it seemed like at each level, the next level, I should say, that I got to, I had some early success, and it showed that I was on the right track. And, I dreamed about going to college to play golf. And then after college, I dreamed about playing professionally. And then, once I got out on the tour, I dreamed about winning. And, you keep having those dreams of what's next kind of thing. What's the next dream, and what can I accomplish next? The goals, the dreams. So those all played a part, and they all were happening, at some point in time. So it just drove me to continue to try to get better.
You obviously you talked a lot, we talked a lot about golf, but you touched on a little bit. You played on some other sports, played other sports as well. Did you find any of those sports kind of helped contribute to your golf success? Whether it just was the balance and the break, or were there elements of other sports or other activities that you were involved with that helped kind of also frame your golf passion and your golf career?
I guess if I was to choose, I'd rather have been like a basketball player, I mean, the whole team concept, I really enjoy relying on other people, coming together as one unit. Baseball, we did that as well, but I really had a passion for basketball and just found out I really wasn't going to be that good. I played at the high school level, and that was a ton of fun. And I still wish I could go back and play high school basketball because that was to me a lot of fun. And we had some decent teams, but won conference stuff like that, but never went to the state or anything like that. But it was just that competitiveness in me. I think no matter what I did, if I'm playing ping pong against you, Nate, or pool or whatever it is, I'm going to try to beat you. And that's in sports, that's a good thing to be competitive. And yeah, and that's and all everything that I've done. It's kind of what's driven me.
Well, we're going to get to talk a little bit about the team element that we're bringing to life here with the AmFam Champ soon. But as we look at your decades-long career, certainly been impressive, but fun to watch as well. Any key moments where you were making adjustments? You maybe had to make some hard choices just to stay aligned. Like, I know I can compete. I know I want to be on the PGA Tour. I want to make this long term. How did you kind of develop getting down into those valleys, but how did you bring yourself back up as you were, aligning to those long-term goals and values?
Yeah. Great question. In sports, you have those ups and downs, you have those ebbs and flows. And I had the hardest times probably in 2003, 4, and 5. And went back to tour school in '05 and missed getting my card by a couple shots. And, I kind of had to make a determination and a realization that, hey, this is really what I want to do. I don't know if I'm capable of doing anything else, to be quite honest with you. I surely wasn't going to be a basketball player. So golf was in my blood, and I just decided that I've got to commit a little bit more, make some changes in my swing, kind of own my swing. Went to work with Dennis Tiziani. He was kind of my eyes and bouncing board, of ideas that I would throw at him. Um, and we worked together to try to develop something that I could go out on tour and repeat. And at that point in time, we had our oldest daughter. We hadn't had Izzy yet, but um, it was just like, this was okay. If I was only going to play 10 or 12 events a year, um, I'll just do that. And then, come home, be at home a lot more. So I was good with either which direction I was going to go, like play less tour golf, but while work at it hard and try to get back to the level where I thought I could, be good again. And fortunately, the work paid off. And I think having that mentality of being okay in the position I was in, and I had a great support system in my wife and my other family and friends, and Nikki was great. She was on the bag at times and providing a bunch of support. And I was just in a good spot to kind of try to get better, and if it didn't work, it didn't work. And fortunately, it worked, and really had a better second career than my first part of career before that slump. So the hard work paid off.
And you touched on it, golf is in your blood. It's in your family's blood. Let's first touch on Nikki a little bit. She was your caddy for a long time and still is on occasion. How was she supportive of you both inside the ropes and outside the ropes for you?
Yeah, she's been great. She's, been my number one caddy, the person that I would like out there the most. And sometimes that has worked. And then, when we have a family and have a couple of daughters growing up, sometimes that didn't work. And she's been a trooper. She's been the backbone of our family, the support that we've all had from her and leaned on her for. And as it comes to her abilities out on the golf course, she knows me, she knows my game more than anybody. And more so probably the mental side of things. I don't know if she, we'll go through the numbers and wind directions, all that kind of stuff on the golf course, but she's got the inside key to me more than any other caddy would ever have, right? She knows my mentality and how I'm triggered, how I react to things, and so that's been a big, huge help over the years.
During the AmFam Champ Week, Steve, over the past few years, we've had some fun creating the Stricker Family Challenge, where you and Nikki take on your daughters, Bobby, Izzy, in a friendly, but certainly competitive golf competition. Now, as your daughters pursue their careers in golf, how have you transitioned from father now to mentor and coach as they're transitioning into their golf careers?
Yeah, it's been a blast to watch them become young women, grow up in this game. The game teaches them so much, and they learn so much, and they're both at different points in time in their lives. Bobby's trying to play professionally. Izzy's a freshman at the University of Wisconsin on the golf team there, and they're super passionate about the game. They're trying to, they're like a sponge. They want to learn as much as they can. They try to apply it to what they're doing. I get a lot of the questions about technique and swing, and then they'll rely heavily on Nikki with the mental side of things and how to navigate the golf course during a round. And so it's fun to see. It's fun to watch them grow. And we've never really pushed them in the game. It was something that we gave them the opportunity to play. But they've taken it upon themselves. They got the golf bug. They've taken it upon themselves to learn as much as they can and try to develop and get as good as they can. And perfect example is Izzy said, I'm not going to play golf. I don't want to follow in Bobby's or dad's footsteps. I wanted or mom's footsteps either. And I just want to do my own thing. I don't know what I'm going to do, and all of a sudden Izzy's on the golf team at the University of Wisconsin, playing college golf, loves to play and practice. And she's got her eyes set on playing a strong summer schedule of golf tournaments, and then potentially even following Bobby's footsteps and trying to play professionally after college. So it's super cool to see that they're so engrossed in the game and willing to learn and willing to try to get better. So it's been fun process to be a part of.
You touched on they're both kind of in different phases. They both have this goal out there of success in professional golf. But Bobby's at one phase in her career, Izzy's at a different phase. How are you helping them through that pursuit of their dreams?
Yeah, that's it's hard, right? You don't want to see them struggle, and then golf, you're ultimately going to struggle. It's just a hard game. And that's kind of what Nikki and myself's uh message to them has been. It's just a hard game. You got to give yourself a little bit of leeway and a little bit of grace. So that's always something that we're trying to get through to them and but continue to work hard, continue to I use the word, before persevere. You just got to try to keep plugging away. That's all I know what to do in this game is the more time you put in, the better you're going to be usually. And unfortunately, it takes a lot of time. It's just a hard game. So um, yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see that they're so willing to get information from me or Nikki and then apply it to what they're trying to work on at the time. But again, it's about giving yourself a little bit of a break at times, and not beating yourself up too much because this game can beat you up and it can take a toll on yourself. And so it's always trying to navigate, one of them through something,
Mhm.
which has been fun to be a part of.
Well, we're going to shift our folks a little bit, and what we're looking forward to coming up next week is the ninth AmFam Championship here in Madison, and the tournament has won a numerous amount of awards from the PGA Tour on an annual basis, and Beyond being an incredible golf tournament, of course, the tournament raises significant funds for our foundation, which supports nonprofits devoted to building strong families, healthy kids, so they're empowered to chase their dreams. How did the concept of philanthropy begin to develop in your life? At what point did you start to realize that philanthropy, we know, plays a role in golf, but could play a bigger role in your career as well?
Yeah, I think that's ingrained in our DNA. I think when we get on the PGA Tour, the tour is a nonprofit. It gives back to charities each and every week. Each tournament gives back, and then we would get asked by our peers, to come support a fundraising event, usually a golf event, for their foundation or a way for them to give to their charities in their local area. So it becomes just part of what we do on the PGA Tour, I feel like. And it was no different for us either. And you know, when I got into the relationship and the ambassadorship of American Family Insurance, at the time CEO Jack Salzwedel, I went to him, about what we could do to help raise money in our area, our local area of Madison, Wisconsin, and some of the surrounding communities. So we came up with some other ideas, and this was one of them. And so glad that we were able to pull this off and have the support of American Family Insurance because it's been a treat. How much it means to me and my family, and to be able to give back to our community and all these nonprofits is really, really special for all of us involved. And I know it is for you and your team too, Nate. It's all that hard work that you guys put in, and really all I'm doing is kind of showing up, lending my name and supporting you guys. But yeah, the community really comes together and supports us. And in essence, that's what makes it work, right? We were able to give a bunch of money away to the American Family Insurance Children's Hospital, and then all these other nonprofits around our community. So it's really a special deal for all of us.
Yeah, you touched on it, right? It's the fabric of the PGA Tour, week in and week out, wherever these tournaments are hosted. It's all those proceeds get to stay in the local community, and it's really what's made the PGA Tour great. And as you touched on, we've been honored and privileged to have the success we've had. And since 2016, we've been able to donate over 20, nearly $20 million to American Family Children's Hospital and hundreds of other organizations throughout Wisconsin. How these conversations, interactions impacted your life?
When we go help support somebody else's dream, somebody else's uh, desire to give back to their community, and then as the older you get, golf becomes a little less important, right? And I feel like we're out on the Champions Tour to basically have some fun, make some money, compete, which I still love to compete, and to help the underlying goal for us to raise all this money, for charity. And so your dreams change, right? And they do all the time. And so really our focus through American Family Insurance in this golf tournament is to provide these opportunities for all these nonprofits and obviously the Children's Hospital. And who can't get behind I say this every year, but who can't get behind a Children's Hospital, right? Such an important piece in our community. And where would people go without this amazing facility? So, yeah, it's just, my desires still remain strong on the golf course. I still want to play well. That doesn't change really. I still want to compete, but the desires and dreams of doing something bigger and better, I feel like kind of won me over in trying to give back and do something special for the community.
Well, earlier in our conversation, you talked about loving team sports, loving basketball, and you've had a ton of success on the Ryder Cup side, the President's Cup side, team events in professional golf, and I remember being with you years ago, and you're bringing up the idea of, hey, maybe we should make the AmFam Champ a team event. Well, stars have now aligned, and now all the players will partner up, and we'll form two-man teams here with our new format for the 2025 tournament, and You've selected your partner to be your brother-in-law, Mario Tiziani. What are your thoughts as you prepare to compete alongside with another family member as you look to get to look to chase another AmFam Champ trophy?
Yeah, we're super excited. A lot of buzz out on tour, about this event. Guys being able to team up with their friends. It's just a perfect timing. We're going to a new venue at the TPC Wisconsin. I think the course lends itself to be a great team event golf course. I'm super excited to be playing with Mario. I haven't been playing that much, so I said, Mario, you better get your game ready. I'm going to ride you. I'm going to ride you hard. So it's something that we're really looking forward to, and yeah, I'm excited. There's other players that are coming. You can probably talk about the field more than I can, but we've got some different players coming that we haven't seen at the championship before. So, but it's real. The people are excited to be coming and playing in a team event.
Well, I know our team earlier this month was able to get to another PGA Tour Champions event to talk with some of the players on the range and have some conversations with their partners. And it's fascinating. It's just fun to hear the stories of how everybody came together, whether it's lifelong friendships, competitive success. It's going to make the week extremely unique. We're going to hear some fun stories. I think we're going to see a lot of laughing, a lot of high-fiving. Hopefully, everybody is still friends in the parking lot on Sunday after the tournament. But you touched on it. The guys on the PGA Tour Champions are really excited for this format. So, how do you think you'll approach the team side versus maybe a little differently than an individual stroke play event?
Yeah, I think it takes a little bit of pressure off you, even though you're going to want to play well for your teammate, but you can rely on your teammate at times. You don't have to be perfect. You're going to take some risks. You're going to go for things that normally, you probably won't go for, especially, in the scramble format, right? I mean, going for par fives and two and just being aggressive, which will be a lot of fun because I've played in other team events and that's part of the fun. You get to go outside your normal playing routine and do something a little bit more risky and but we'll have to talk about strategizing and what that looks like on each hole. We'll play some practice rounds together and see what we want to do and who hits first and who hits, putts first and all that kind of stuff. So but that'll be part of the fun. That'll be part of the fun to get with your partner, whoever that is, um, and just develop a game plan.
And we're talking about how it's exciting for the players to have this format. I think it's really going to be fun for the fans. I really think the fans are going to enjoy this. They're going to see that interaction between you and your teammate. But we're used to seeing that in team sports, basketball, football, baseball, and I think that's really going to translate well into this next chapter of the AmFam Champ. And I think it could create some fun engagement with the fans and get them even more engaged. And they've been so supportive, right? You've
Right.
been on tour and seen all the Champs Tour events. We're certainly appreciative that we've definitely got one of the higher crowds each and every week that we're getting here in Madison. But I think we're going to see a new energy from the fans here come next week at the AmFam Champ.
I do too. I think you hit it on the head. I think the players are going to have more fun with it just because I said it takes a little bit of the pressure off of a guy but everybody's going to be there to compete and compete at the highest level and try to win, especially the first one, right? I mean, it's always kind of special to win the first one and but I think the fans will see that excitement in the players and the a lot more smiles, I think, and I'm excited. I'm super excited for it to get here and to I think what's going to happen too, the players are going to try to show off. You got that extra shot in your bag where you can be a scramble. You got your guy in there close, and all of a sudden the player to get can get aggressive and try to show off. And there's going to be some incredible shot making, I think.
Steve, as you know, to execute a professional golf tournament here on the PGA Tour Champions, or for any PGA Tour event for that matter, it takes an extremely large village of individuals to bring the event to life. We've been so fortunate to have nearly 1,000 volunteers dedicate their time to various responsibilities to ensure a successful AmFam Championship event. Steve, share some of your thoughts on as you hear from those volunteers throughout the week. You see them around the community. What do those volunteers share with you?
Yeah, it's a remarkable group. From day one, they've supported, the community is supported through these volunteers. Like you said, I think the first year was over 1,000 people. And, you can't put on a tournament without all these volunteers. I mean, there's some tournaments that they do put on a tournament, but you can tell that the volunteerism isn't there, quite like what we have. And we're so very lucky to have a community that has gotten behind us.
Well, as we come to conclusion here at the Dream Bank, we believe in transformative power of dreams, and we believe the pursuit of dreams is as noble as its achievement. As we conclude, as a Dream Bank tradition, we'd like to ask a two-part question. First, what's next for you? What is that dream you're certainly currently pursuing?
Yeah, well, on the golf course, it's, try to win a major championship again. That's next on my docket, to play a couple major championships and to try to continue to play well and win out there at that level. And then obviously just, to make this event as special as we can. And you're the guy who's leading us all down that special road, Nate, and can't thank you enough for doing that. And the team that you put together has been incredible, and they've done an incredible job. And for us to be able to go out there and have fun with this, first of all, I think you're having fun. I know you are. And for us as players to go out there and have fun uh, for all a good cause, for all this money that we're raising for all these charities. So that's been my biggest dream, and I know Nikki's and our family's dream that we're able to help support this and help give back to our local charities and community.
We certainly got the team format inside the ropes, but outside the ropes, we're surrounded by an outstanding team.
Yeah,
I'm certainly appreciative of everybody who's put unbelievable amount of time, dedication, and effort, and we're surrounded by some extremely talented and bright individuals. Now, finally, the second part of the question, what advice do you have for someone who's pursuing a dream right now, who's working through those peaks and valleys as they chase their dream? What's that piece of advice that you can share to those individuals?
yeah, good question. I think the biggest thing that I found out in my lowest time was what kind of person am I really? Take a deep look into who you are and who you want to be and then persevere. I think that's been the biggest key or biggest word in my career is to continue to persevere and then when you make that commitment to get through it, whatever it is, you put your head down and you go to work and work hard to get through it. And I think I've always been told by my dad and my mom that if you work hard, good things will happen. So, that's what I continue to do today. And no matter what you're going through, I think you just got to put your head down and persevere and get through it all.
Steve, we're extremely grateful for the opportunity to hear more about your inspiring story and sharing insights into your family and your golfing career. You've been an outstanding friend and ambassador to American Family Insurance. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, insights, and dreams with us today. We look forward to watching you next week as you compete in the 2025 American Family Insurance Championship.
Appreciate it, Nate. Thanks, buddy. Thank you.
To our DreamBank community, thank you for joining us today. Learn more about DreamBank's free upcoming programming at amfam.com/dreambank and on our social channels. And don't forget, you can watch Steve and other legends of the PGA Tour champions in action at the American Family Insurance Championship June 6th, 7th, and 8th in Madison, Wisconsin at our new venue, TPC Wisconsin. Grab your tickets now at amfamchampionship.com. We look forward to hosting you again soon. Until then, keep dreaming fearlessly.